You're also making gold that has no context for the distribution.
Correct. That's right.
Which is vulnerable at some point. You've got your perspective. I just want to be happy. Don't you want to be happy?
I am Paul Daly, aka Paul J. Daly. I'm the founder and CEO of Congruent, a creative agency. So it's been a crazy 6 months since the first meeting with Gary and the Mentors. That kind of sounds like a band. You know, although we had a lot of stuff rolling already when we started the Mentors program, I can definitely say that the strategic guidance and mentorship that they have given me have really fast-tracked the growth of the agency. Our revenue since the Mentors program has almost tripled and our headcount has almost doubled. So it's making a real difference. Look, there have definitely been a number of setbacks since we started the VaynerMentor program, but the real point is they have been available for us whenever we've hit one to help coach us through it. I can say VaynerMentors changed my business for the better, continues to improve it for the better, and I think will in the future as well. So here's to the journey.
So what do you see becoming your core product as an agency?
I think our main inroad is going to be through this incoming generation of dealers. There's a lot of transition going on right now who are progressive, who are following you, right? That's the emails you're getting. We need to show them there's a solution that they can bring to dad and say, Dad, we need to do this.
Okay, so it's
what do you think of, so let's talk about that. What do you think, what do you want to sell?
Yeah.
Cool, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Gary,
Yep.
Sasha, right here. We have a dealership. He's wasting all his money on TV and radio and doesn't believe do it.
Yep.
What, you know, and I know it's early, but what do you think it is?
I want to create a brand and clarify your messaging.
Branding.
Not
I got it.
Branding, messaging, right, and content production. This is how you produce
How much?
content. How much content?
How much money do you want for that?
I think we could have $100,000 relationships.
I say $250,000 about this. $250,000 to $100,000.
100 to 250 is what you're thinking a year.
And how
As a retainer.
And that's what we're working on.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
that's what we're here. Listen, that's why we're here.
Yeah, we don't
I'd
have
love
that
to get
answer
away
yet.
from project based, right? We work with local and national brands to
Yeah. Honestly, the reason VaynerMedia became a big company fast was we did no project work.
Yeah.
We've layered project work on
We need
top
help.
now,
We need help there.
but I hate it.
Yeah.
So what's the current, you're doing 300,000+ in the business now. What are people paying you for today? This sounds like what
On the agency side?
on the agency side,
Yeah.
yeah. And why did you project
Yeah,
800?
They're just seeing cool stuff out there. So basically, major global brands are producing amazingly cool stuff. We just started producing cool stuff at a very local level. And people are like, I want that. I want my brand to reflect that. So they call us, hey, we want.
And when you say cool stuff, a video?
Video.
Yeah.
They say, we
That's
want
fine.
that.
Social media execution, saying like they come in and say, why do you want? Well, we want you to make us a video. We're like, well, why do you want a video? Who's going to watch it? Where's it going to live?
Yeah.
Right. And then we kind of back and they realize, walk out and say, we need a lot more help than just a video.
Yeah, so they hire us not for one video, but a series of 20 videos, and we execute to that.
Cool videos,
And that's what
cool
they're hiring us
media,
for
cool
today.
photos, cool animations.
So, but you're not doing the media placement anyway. You're doing the creative
very,
production.
very little placement.
Yeah, we brought on Pat, that guy with the orange sweatshirt over there, to do that, to start executing to that, because we give them this piece of gold.
And then they're gonna know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're also making gold that has no context for the distribution,
Correct.
That's right.
which is vulnerable at some point.
Let me tell you my personal end game.
Go ahead.
Right.
Well, that's a great way to start.
Yeah.
That's where we should start.
Yeah, and
Which
I
is?
was kind of ready because you were
Yeah.
so I'll just beat you to it. I want to help people. I want to help people get clarity. Right. This was born in Claude's office a year ago. I want to help people with business, with relationships. I
Yep.
understand. Right. If you're not making decisions based on clarity, you're just guessing. At best, you're guessing a general direction. I think that having an agency leverages my ability to communicate, builds my personal brand, and if I can do it in business, right, I want to keep doing it in business. If it's dealership world for the next 5 years, awesome. That'll give me 20 years in the dealership world.
My blueprint is attractive to you.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's what you're saying.
That's why we're connected. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's what I'm
why
doing.
I trust you. That's why I'm like, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know being closest to this sun is going to help me get there because it's the same thing. Like it's literally when you're talking to that, I'm like, you're talking to me.
100%.
It was so important for the whole team to go because there's an element of getting close to the sun that I wanted us to experience as a team of creatives. It's one of those things like we don't know what we don't know. And when you get in an environment that's completely outside your regular life, and you can start to see people operating on a different level, all of a sudden you start to realize, you know what, this is possible.
Let me give you a couple of pieces of advice that I think will really matter. You need to be very, very thoughtful about the products and services you do for this company. Let me give you a great piece of advice. Immediately from day one, and I know we're kind of in day one, but post-acquisition we're in a new day one. Yeah. I want you to announce a date for ClarityCon immediately. The thing that you'll learn very quickly, whether you're gonna get your money's worth right this second. Your event business will be more profitable than more fun, more profitable, more impactful for your mission of why from day one. If you're able to do ClarityCon, if you're able to say ClarityCon looks like this, it's a $1,000 ticket, but you also get 30-minute Q&As or 1 hour Q&As on a closed door live stream with me once a month. Got it? And then that all of a sudden becomes also something you get free, that if you're a client of your company, as part of the retainer, I think if you build a model, if I could do it all over again, which is what we're talking about here, knowing your industry enough, you do a $5,000 a month retainer, a strategy retainer, not a creative output, and then a contractual minimal guarantee of another, $5,000 in social media content. Output. So now they're locked in for 120 to even be in your world. And then above and beyond, project work. So it goes five.
I'm gonna come around and hug you in a second.
This is what's good. This is it, man. This is what's good. This is what I would.
And I'm not taking notes because I know Levi is.
So now what you're doing is you're creating perceived value. It's like, okay, cool. I'm getting something that's $1,000, right? I'm getting access to him. You're building that. I'm also, you're building you're building stairs. You get this, but now it's like, hey, it's $5,000 a month retainer and obligation to do $5,000 a month of output. So they're gonna be like, okay, it's $10,000 a month, right? By saying $5,000 for that and $5,000 you have to buy for output, what you've done is a very good job of not mixing the two. They've now bought into the fact that they're paying you $60,000 a year to be smart. That's a lot of upside for you and your organization long term. That's why I want you to break out that clarity. Because we used to do it as, you're gonna get $10,000 worth of community management and pictures, and you get the value of our strategy, but whenever anything is free, it's free.
It's free.
Got it? So I want you to start with, it's $5,000 a month retainer for strategy and brand positioning. Comma, to even for us to say yes to that, you have to then do another $5,000 in output. And that's where you'll get your pictures and videos and cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's your day in and day out. Above and beyond that, you can do one-off videos for your big fall sale. You're sitting on too much inventory, you need an extra boost. Yep. Or if you want to go down the path of internal culture, kind of the Claude stuff, fine. You'll decide how you want to build out your company and your services. But I do think at 120 base for thinking and pictures and videos, you're in a really sweet spot to build on top of, along with they get a ticket to ClarityCon, which is $1,000. Anyway, that would be the model I think you need to go with. But I think ClarityCon from day one, when you announce it, we've been bought, and then literally comma, we've been bought, we've got an agency, we've got ClarityCon coming, in wherever, on whatever.
What's realistic that people, what's the attention length that we can actually push that? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking well, how much time we got to execute to a conference?
And here's the good news. Here's what's amazing about video, and I think we see it a lot in my internal comms. As long as you're humble and transparent, this can literally, this is how you hedge. It's humility, it's self-deprecation. Let's say you make a video in September, right? Everybody's away for summer, right? You say, guys, ClarityCon, March 2019. Super excited about it. To be very frank, we're gonna start opening up pre-sales and getting a sense. It's a $1,000 ticket. It's also, you get it for free if you're a client of ours. Very simply, I have no idea if this is gonna happen in a Dunkin' Donuts or if this is gonna be done at Buffalo Bills Stadium. I think probably more likely Dunkin' Donuts than Buffalo Bills Stadium. But if there's one person that comes or 1 million people that come, we're gonna put on a show. You've now eliminated any expectations. Got it? That's it. Now you're not vulnerable. Yep. Now you've taken pressure out of selling it. Now if you sell 7.
Everything you announce that's going to happen in the meantime, it's an upside. We just, oh, this is actually going to happen.
That's exactly right.
This is locked.
That's right. I just think
We locked Gary Vaynerchuk.
I just
Can you believe it?
Yeah. Oh, and you're only in 150,000 in the hole, you know. But by the way,
That would be yours. So.
But by the way, you know, like it's really right for you. You'll win that game. You've got all these personalities that you've been able to get into your ecosystem. You'll be able to call in favors. Like, you're gonna put on a real show, and it can become a real thing. And what's great about ClarityCon is maybe year one it's a little bit more towards that world, but to your why and where you're going, you'll be able to expand outside. It's agnostic.
That, man.
Proud of you, man. Congrats.
Thank you. I think it's really important to say that the value of this program is not just Gary, but it is the team that he's assembled. And I think he'd be happy to hear me say that. But for real, the Mentors team is accessible and ready and willing to help whenever we have a setback. There was this sense of like, we're about to take the first steps on a trip that we're gonna talk about for a long time. It was this knowledge that like, I don't know what we're gonna learn. I don't know what we're gonna do from here on out, but I know it's gonna be meaningful, and I know it's going to be one of those moments that we look back on and say, can you imagine if we hadn't done this?